My bad. Yeah, I got knocked off, but I think I had left off when I was talking about physiological disorders, etc., and how they graded through conditions. And basically, these conditions can be anywhere from stable, serious, critical, to chronic. You know what I mean? So when we think about diseases on that level, like I said, on a medical level, we know now that spiritually diseases all come from a dis-ease in the mind. All form of diseases come from a dis-ease in your mind first. That's where the root of it starts at. So a cold or all that other shit that you catch and all of that you claim you catch, you say, yeah, think of the cold. You start thinking shit into existence on yourself. So anyway, through the mucus buildup in the body, etc., these are the things physically that's happening to you that's causing, you to get sick, or what we call dis-ease, or a disorder in the structure naturally in the bodies. Now, getting into diabetes is real deep to get into because there's different forms of it, and I'm just going to tackle the type 1 today, but I'm gonna layer this in parts because this gets real extensive. Like I said, black people are dying from heart disease and things like diabetes. These are two of the leading causes of death for black people in America, right? So I want to try to bring the awareness and raise the awareness a little bit more so we can understand how to eat to live, to better take care of our bodies and feed our children the right diets, right? So we won't die it. So tapping into diabetes, like I said, we're going to break this down in a couple parts because I got to get super in depth on the galactic level, but I'm just breaking down the actual, just the basic stuff so people can get a grasp of this diabetes thing, right? So diabetes type 1 specifically is pancreas affection. You know what I'm saying? Where the pancreas is making little or no insulin, basically. And remember that insulin is a hormone. It gives instructions, right? So it allows this natural sugar that you had called glucose to enter into cells and produce more energy. So understand, you have natural insulin in you called glucose, and it's allowed to get produced into the cells, right, through your pancreas, or organism behind your pancreas that releases the secretion of this glucose into the bloodstreams and get into the cells, etc., and the cells produce more energy. Understand, that's naturally. So naturally we have a certain amount of insulin. Then what happens is you start to feel symptoms when you become insulin deficient. When you lose a lot of your natural insulin, you may start to feel symptoms like feeling thirsty all the time. You urinate a lot more than you would normally do. You start wetting the bed. You're feeling very hungry. You're losing weight, irritable. You have mood changes. You're tired. You're weak, and you have blurry vision. These are some of the symptoms that you might recognize if you have type 1 diabetes, right? So these are some of the things that might kick in. Genetic, environmental factors as well, right? So glucose sugar makes up muscle and other tissues coming from food or the liver. So glucose sugar makes up muscle or other tissues in your body, and it comes from foods that you eat, and it comes from your liver. It's produced from your liver. The liver stores the glucose in the form of glycogen. So the liver stores this glucose sugar. When you eat food, the liver says, let me get that, put that in the stash for you. And it puts it in the stash. You heard me? The liver stores it, but it transforms it into glycogen, should I say. So if you don't eat, basically, if you don't eat for a good stretch, a period of time, what happens is your liver breaks down that glycogen and then turns it back into glucose so you can get some more natural insulin going in your body. You feel what I'm saying? Heart and blood vessels, the things that are affected by the lack of the glucose, right? Your heart and blood vessels become damage, or you can have diseases, diseases inside of the heart and blood vessels. So there's a disease there once you got to keep stripping your own natural insulin from your liver, and you're not replacing it naturally or whatever it may be. So, you know, you run out of that. Nerve damage, neuropathic damage, you feel me? Kidney and eye damage, right? Food damage. These are the things that diabetes type 1 affects. You heard me? Eye damage, kidney damage, you feel me? Foot damage, neuropathic nerve damage, heart and blood vessel disease. So, at the core and root of it all, we have to understand and be mindful that these are some of the things that's going on, that's actually taking place when this disease is occurring that we label what we call diabetes, this condition, right? So you might have skin and mouth dryness, pregnancy complications. Females might not get pregnant. And what's important is we have to know, why is this happening? If the body needs 108 minerals to sustain life, what mineral or nutrient or vitamin, you feel me, it is that we're lacking? Because something is lacking. There's a deficiency there, right? Something is going on here. And so the nutrient that you're lacking is thiamine, which is that vitamin B1 they label medically, right? But thiamine, that's the one that you're lacking. So you want to look into that. If you're diabetic, you want to read up on thiamine. You want to read foods that's filled with vitamin B1, etc., because that's what's going to give you back your natural source of insulin, right? You become insulin resistant, and next thing you know, there are high blood sugar levels, and that's associated with higher losses of thiamine through urinary. When you pee, when you go to the bathroom and you pee out a lot of the thiamine and you don't replace it, right? So certain foods that you can take, you know, that will be filled with a lot more magnesium and things like that, that's going to help you are foods like berries, foods like nuts, leafy greens, whole grains, some protein, some fiber, some fats for balance. These will help with your blood sugars, and drink a lot more water. Drink more water, eat the live, eat the live. Drink more water, eat the live, eat the live. I got a song called Drink More Water. So understand, drinking more water is definitely very vital to help and sustain your life, you know what I'm saying? As you begin to flush out things. Not only that, you know, water helps, keeps things oxygenated, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we dehydrated, your cells are dehydrated and deprived of certain hydration, you know, oxygen and things like that. They gotta breathe too. And so we gotta learn how to balance our bodies out, take more care of it. I was just doing this briefly on diabetes 1, but we're gonna tap back in, get into diabetes 2. We're gonna talk about pre-diabetes and all the other forms of it. And we're gonna talk about how to try to reverse some of these things, right? We're going to get into all of that, some of the reversals that people could do holistically without having to run to Big Pharma and all of that. So we're going to get into that a little bit more throughout the month and stuff like that, and get back into our health, because health is wealth. It's been another galactic glorious day. Y'all travel in harmony. Take care of yourselves. Peace.